And welcome back to Broken Sword, the Shadow of the Templars, and I'm here with Darupka again.
Yep, we are here, and you're standing in the shadow of the building.
Oh, yeah, okay. I didn't notice. Alright, so last time we unlocked this location, La Récit du Monde, which is the shop, and we're gonna finally find out a little bit more about the killer. Let's talk to the crazy shop owner.
The depressed shop owner.
Please.
But then he's not that depressed.
He's not really depressed. Maybe he looks a little bit like it, but he definitely isn't. He plays tricks on us and everything.
Well, if you look at him and the music, you look at him, he says he kind of looks like a depressed guy, so...
Yeah.
Didn't you ever dress up when you were a child?
Not that I remember.
Incredible!
That's the line I like.
Telling me next that you never shared your elder sister's lingerie?
I don't have a sister. I think I look pretty silly in a brassiere.
Yep, that one is
I
great.
just need some information.
Of course. How can I help you?
Okay.
Of course. How can I help?
I'm looking for a man.
That's actually kind of a weird accent. It doesn't really sound French.
Oui, monsieur. I do not...
Yeah, it sounds weird, like, the French accents are all over the place in this game.
Yeah.
Of course, monsieur.
They're still pretty good, like,
Well, then I'd like to check your records. Give me the names of everyone.
but it does happen, like, in a lot of games. This is something I talked about in my Broken Sword reviews, that there's a bit of a problem with, like, accent displacement. Especially in this game when you go to the hospital, like, there's the guy who's polishing the floors, and then all the patients in the ward, like, they all just, for whatever reason, they just have British accents. For no reason.
I think the guy who's polishing the floor, he's not a native French guy. I think, honestly.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's not too far-fetched. Like, at least it's a British accent, not like if they were talking in American accents, like, that would be even extra weird.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's true.
We hire out more than 30 clown suits a week. You'll have to give me more to go by. A description, perhaps?
How come clowns are so popular?
I think it has something to do with their unpredictable nature.
Personally, I think clowns should be banned, along with mimes.
Yeah, I love that. Here's George's long-running hatred towards mimes and clowns.
Oh,
I love it.
Alright. Let's
Does
show...
this dirty tissue mean anything to you?
Did you show the photo?
we have to show him this first, and then once we show the photo, like, he...
Ah, okay.
Yeah. We can show him the photo, but he doesn't, for some reason, he doesn't recognize him right away.
Yeah.
Like, they wanted, like, this grease paint desperately to be the clencher for this part of the mystery.
Yeah.
Have you sold any of it recently?
It's the typical moon logic. Although in this game it's pretty...
Well, he
pretty
does
okay.
he does say that they hire out so many costumes, but you'd think that with the guy having a friggin' crescent moon-shaped scar on his cheek, like, he would be able to recognize him.
Do you recognize this man?
All right. Now, okay. Let's see.
Ah, oui, he was here this morning. He chose 2 costumes. Bozo the clown and Seamus the pixie.
A pixie?
We never really get a good look at the pixie costume, actually.
No, it's
It's only in that one cutscene, and, you know...
he's barely visible because
Alright, there
everything
it is.
happens so fast.
Yeah, Monsieur Khan.
Monsieur Khan!
Khan!
My pleasure, monsieur.
Like seriously, I said this in the last time we tried to record this, but William Shatner should just pop up and say Khan!
Okay, now we get the hand buzzer.
Yep, a hand buzzer too.
Yeah.
Which actually becomes really important, of course.
Yeah, it saves your life, basically, at one point when Khan tries to kill you. Khan!
Khan! Khan! Tries to kill you.
Do I need a
Yeah.
license?
See,
Oh, I love this line, too. This is one of my favorites.
A warning, monsieur.
What?
Remember to switch it off before you visit the toilet.
Yeah. That's... Okay, now let's, back to Rougerie. 22.
Rougerie.
22. I wish I knew how French numbers work.
22.
Wait.
French numbers are weird. My brother actually learned French in
Oh yeah, because
in
they
high school.
have that weird... I think Danish has that too, where numbers have, like, kind of weird names.
They have like it's really weird how you like say the numbers in the language.
Yeah.
And
The costume shop.
and my brother told me a little bit how it's like said. And Well, you know, every language is different. I'm sure for French people.
Is it like
it's
they say like 12? They say like 2 half dozens, or something like
Yeah,
something to
yeah,
that
yeah.
effect.
These are my clothes,
Yeah.
and you know it.
Oh, that's really funny. Like she acknowledges that you were already at the costume shop, so she asks like, "What are you supposed to be?"
A clown and a pixie.
Yeah.
One jump ahead of him.
How do you make that out?
He probably plans to use the pixie suit next time he kills.
Oh,
And appropriately enough, like, you know, in Ireland. But I guess he already knows about the professor there.
I must say, probably when you go to Ireland, that whole section and the interactions you can do are my favorite.
By the way, speaking of, like, crossovers, like, you know, we eventually find out that Khan is a Hachiashin. So,
Yep.
So
Yep.
there's definitely like a potential, you know, Assassin's Creed crossover as well.
There you go. Yeah, he's one of the original Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah,
Like,
because that's where the word assassin actually comes from. Yeah.
Yep. The original. There was a sect,
Yeah.
Muslim sect that decided to take justice and how they saw it in their own hands, and the Hashashin out of that became the word assassin.
Oh, this is a little
It's
piece
actually-
we didn't listen to before.
when?
The second week of July.
I just want to say that I thought I read about them and it's quite interesting. There's a lot of interesting
All
plots.
right.
So I'm not surprised that they came up in stories and for video games and stuff too.
Okay.
Sure, go ahead.
And actually, that's something that, you know, that's something like I wasn't a big fan of the Da Vinci Code, the movie necessarily, because I was already familiar with the stories that it dealt with, because I already played Gabriel Knight 3, and also because this game deals with some of that. But actually, the thing where Jane Jensen and Charles Cecil, the creator of Broken Sword, probably got the idea comes from is that there's this book called
All I want is a
it's
name.
called like
What are you talking about? Who are you working for?
what is it
I guess you might
Holy
say
Grail,
I'm
Holy
acting
Blood,
in the
and I
interest
think
of
that was like the first real big book that kind of postulated about this, all about these secret societies and the bloodline of Jesus, and that came out in the early 90s, and it was like a non-fiction book. It was actually about the history of all these
There's
like
a
Knights
lot.
Templars
There's a
and
lot
everything.
of
Yeah.
there's a lot of historical evidence that could you know say that. So it's quite interesting.
Yeah. And it was that book that inspired like all these games and the Da Vinci Code. So yeah.
No,
What do you know
it's-
about the clown?
You know, that's the interesting thing about video games or any media. They're not created in a vacuum. They're affected
Yeah.
by the things around them.
We're toasting Todrick about the clown.
I don't know who you be, but sure I am. You don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know if you're saying that to make me think you don't know what I mean, but this
Well, when he said this thing, let's just say I'm in the interest for truth and justice, and I was like saying,
Oh yeah.
I'm in the interest for truth.
Oh thank God! I
justice,
thought
and
you were the
American
police.
way. Because you know George
Yeah.
Stobart, he kind of looks like he could be like Captain America or Superman or something. Seriously,
Okay.
like
Did you know that one of your customers was a part-time clown?
If a guy feels happy with a funny nose and custard down his pants, what's the problem?
This guy, I love this guy.
this guy's pretty funny.
Yeah.
No, I never heard of him.
Shall I tell you what happened to Plantar? How he was killed in cold blood?
I told you, I never heard of
Oh,
Plantar.
this is gonna get.
Yeah. This is one of my favorites.
Plantar's a family man, don't you? In their little apartment, Madame Plantar is cooking the supper, listening for the familiar sound of her husband's key in the door. Junior is waiting for his daddy to come home from work. He can't wait to show him the merit marks he earned in school.
He's laying it on real thick.
Tonight,
Oh yeah,
Monsieur Plantar
he's hamming it up.
Yeah.
coming home.
You
But it's
forgot the puppy.
You forgot the puppy.
Faithful puppy dog. waiting
Faithful
for the
puppy
sound of
dog
his
waiting for the
master's
sound of
voice.
his master's
Maybe they
voice.
don't have a dog. What do you think?
I don't know, Plantar. I never heard of Plantar. None of this has anything to do with me.
And I just love it that we like pester him for so long. Like I would have like hung up at this point, and now it comes like, you know.
The man I'm looking for is called Khan.
Khan!
Remember?
Mr.
I get that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr.
I
Khan.
remember him. Yes, I delivered the suit to his hotel. The Hotel Ubu. I don't remember the room. It was upstairs. The second room on the right-hand side of the corridor.
Thanks, Todrick. That's all I wanted to know. Now I've got you, Mr. Clown.
All right, Hotel
Now
Ubu.
we're getting somewhere. Do you know the Hotel Ubu?
The Ubu? Yes, I do.
That's where
Yes,
the
I
clown
do.
stayed.
Look, George.
These words,
Yeah, okay.
George.
I do have to say, like this, like she does have those really quirky moments. Like I do like those.
The guy at the
Yeah.
novelty shop gave me this.
What is it?
A hand
It's
buzzer.
the funny
You
part
put
in
it
this
your
game.
hand
You can
and give
only
people electric
you can only
shocks.
convince two
Right.
people to shake your
It's a
hands
gag,
with
a
that
practical
Yeah,
joke.
yeah.
the entire game.
Oh yeah, the guy, the kid in Ireland.
Yep, yep.
Okay. I get the picture.
Oh yeah,
Everybody else is too
What are you
smart.
doing now?
oh yeah.
I could go hang out.
I do
at
like
the
this
Hotel
part
Ubu.
where you can show like all the stuff you find with to Nico
Don't
because
worry, I
she
will.
because they just do have a great chemistry, like where she just kind of makes fun of you and you know you make fun of her and all that stuff.
Yeah. But you know they needed to make it somehow.
They are like a really awesome. Like the thing is like Gabriel and Grace in Gabriel Knight are also another great like adventure game pair, but they always like do everything like separately, like on their own.
They do
Where-
it separately, and also they have a really hard time getting together. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like a different
Whereas
kind.
like Grace and George, like they have a really good. They work really well together, and they also play off each other.
Nico and George,
Nico, what did I say?
Grace and George. Maybe they
Sorry.
know each other. You know, maybe
Nico.
they. That,
Yeah, sorry, Nico and George, getting all these adventure game characters and sidekicks and whatnot mixed up.
Just a minute.
Yep.
It's always something that I kind of
What's your
wish the
problem?
Monkey Island
No
series would have
problem.
done, honestly, with Elaine and Guybrush
What
a
do you
little bit.
want?
At least like in some game, but yeah, never done that. It's always about Guybrush.
Well, all right.
yeah.
You bet.
I must say one of the guy, what's his name? Guido. He looks like a Dalton character.
Oh yeah, it does a little
From
bit.
Lucky Luke.
From Lucky Luke, yeah.
Nothing, Guido. Zilch.
Nothing. Also,
What?
Flap, he's got kind of he sounds like one of these stereotypical mafia thugs.
No.
You know, like from maybe even
Yeah,
cartoons.
I'm not a big fan of Flap in this game, but he actually comes back in the third game.
like Guido, I felt like Guido, even though he looks kind of ridiculous, he is deadly. He's a
Oh yeah. The reason I did that was to show the thing that they search us, because that's a life-saving tip in this game actually. If
yeah.
because if you walk out of here later with the manuscript, you basically get killed.
Yep.
All right, and here's another wonderful character.
Hi there,
Oh
man.
dear.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
Well, hello.
Yeah, so
You disappoint
this is.
me, my dear.
Oh, there was the line. I'm looking for a man. You disappoint me, my dear.
But never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your name?
George Stobart, man.
Yeah, this is
How
Mrs. Piermont.
silent at a stable.
The same character appears in
I am
Beneath the Steel Sky, and it's Lady Piermont here, of course, because she's
Real lady?
aristocrat. Yeah,
You're
Yeah.
an honest-to-God aristocrat?
but yeah, this same character with this exact same voice actress appears in Beneath the Steel Sky. Yeah, I'll probably link to the episode where she appears in our Let's Play with Semdu.
Beneath that impressive
It's kind of
Well, of
interesting.
course.
Yeah.
Of course, with me being like a theorist of like combining everything, that I always have this theory where the games that came out from a company are in the same world. So you could always say that the Mrs. Piermont and Beneath the Steel Sky is a distant descendant of this one, since
Oh, yeah.
Beneath the Steel Sky plays in the far future.
No, darling,
Yeah.
I'm on holiday. I needed to get away after Algy's funeral.
I didn't realize you were mourning the loss.
This is just a
of loved
wonderful
one.
character because
I'm not. You
everything she says has double meanings. I didn't know you were mourning a loved one. He wasn't. He was my husband.
Yep. She's pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
Husband's death.
You wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear. It gave me the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday. Daphne suggested a change of scenery. Paris, she said.
Yeah, I think the last time when we recorded this, I said that she's kind of like a character from Faulty Towers.
Yeah.
By drunken brunch. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin. Not at all what I was expecting. I was thinking of cutting my holiday short, packing my bags and heading back to Hemel Hempstead. That was until last
Okay, yeah, this is pertinent information we find out.
Yeah.
What happened to you last night?
I was stricken, Mr. Sturbart. Cupid's arrow has cleft my...
Even though this is something that I'm not.
Couldn't really miss.
It was just as
Well,
I'd always
I'll
imagined
explain it
it.
once.
The intimacy of
Once it's revealed what this all relates to.
romantic music
Yep.
tinkling across the room. And then, a stranger's glance. Those brooding eyes, that suave manner, those tight trousers. He was the man I'd been waiting for.
Those
all my
tight
life.
trousers.
Finally turned up after all these years.
Ah, but it wasn't to be. He was merely toying with my affections. And if I ever catch up with him, he's dead.
Who was the guy who led you on?
His name is Merlin.
Yeah, Merlin. We'll find out just in a minute who Merlin is.
Did you know
This is a
there's a
great line I
gangster?
wanted to
Yep,
I want to
yep.
ask.
What makes you think he's a gangster?
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
I know plenty of men with Italian suits and bulges in their pockets. That doesn't necessarily make them gangsters.
Yep.
That gangster I told you about? He went through my pockets just now.
Good heavens! One never knows what to expect in foreign parts. Thank you for the warning, young man. I shall hide my credit cards in my underwear.
Oh boy.
I'm looking for a
Yep.
murderer.
Good heavens! You're a private detective.
And here's another great one.
Correct, ma'am.
What's the term you Americans use? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I believe what you're thinking of is dick.
Oh yeah. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Have you come across a man who calls
Ugh.
himself Khan?
I am familiar with only one person named Khan.
Oh god.
Genghis Khan, the legendary Mongol barbarian chieftain?
No, darling. Kevin.
I never heard of him.
I'd be most surprised if you
Yep.
had, darling. He's a pharmacist in
The famous Kevin Khan.
Gone.
He's fundraising for the Rotarians. Lovely man.
Does he have a scar on his cheek?
I really wouldn't know, sweetie.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, and
you
here's the
recognize the man
pertinent
who
information.
My God, it's him. That's Merlin.
So Khan's alias is Merlin. So the implication here is, well, there's two possibilities that
King
Khan
Arthur's wizard?
was having a
Monsieur
had something going on with Mrs. Piermont. Either that, or Mrs. Piermont was forcing herself onto Khan. So
I think the second one rather happened.
okay.
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
I am shocked, Mr. Stobart. Shaken. I took him to be a gentleman, a man of honor. Do you know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching...
But this is actually kind of interesting because she actually does help us out a lot in this part of the
When did you
game.
last see
Yeah,
Merlin?
yeah.
So she's a
It was no more than
so she's a really tongue-in-cheek character, but she does do a lot of useful things for us.
The Ukrainian guy next here, we never. He's actually pretty interesting too, but he's again one of those characters that will be later at least a factor. But
Yeah.
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, darling, positive.
I wonder what they
well, he's not Ukrainian, but George says he's from a Russian country with an unpronounceable name.
The unpronounceable Eastern European state.
I'll bet.
Yeah, they were talking about him in the newspaper that we picked up, and then we.
Yep.
I have to go, ma'am.
Let's actually talk to him for a minute.
Excuse me, didn't I see your picture in the news? You're that Nobel Prize winner
Oh, yeah.
from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines.
This is actually.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's try to shake his hand because this is really funny too.
Can I shake you by the hand?
I do not shake the hands of imperialist dogs.
That's a real bad attitude problem you've got there. Thanks for your help.
I just love that little.
Yep,
how-
yep. He's very stereotypical Eastern European,
All right.
but he's fun. He's funny. I like him.
Let's try to get the key, although we can't get it yet.
Oh my God, that guy.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
Yeah.
What?
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
Steal that
It's
key.
like this.
No.
Way.
The way he walks is just so ridiculous.
Yeah, we'll see it in a minute. Let's ask him about Merlin and everything. Or Khan.
Who are you?
Yep.
The police?
I'm conducting a private investigation.
Oh yeah, that is actually interesting. Like the
I know only
the background music stops whenever when she stops playing the piano.
Yep, she's playing. This is the music is actually also being played, which I find is that's something that comes up in the second game as well.
21.
Is that room
Oh, yeah?
taken?
The treehouse,
Oh yeah.
the priest.
Yeah, the priest. Yeah,
and he has this whole like
Father Hubert. Yeah.
yeah, he has this whole this water mill that turns his organ.
Oh yeah, that pumps air into the organ. Yeah.
Yep.
No, monsieur. Dutch.
Oh, we just missed the Dutch joke, but
Yep.
Thanks
okay.
for your help, buddy.
I don't know. We might have to go quickly check upstairs because this is what Todrick was talking about. The room that we have to identify it at least.
Yeah.
I always forget which mouse button it is to look at things. I think it's right.
It's the right mouse button, like in most adventure games.
Yeah, this is
Either you go the right mouse button or you use the right mouse button to cycle through the different functions. Like in the later Sierra games,
Yep.
well, maybe not the Gabriel 9, but in the later ones, you can cycle with the right mouse button, and also the AGS games where.
Oh yeah,
cycle
you can do that in Gabriel Knight in the very first one actually.
Yeah. But it's basically where you cycle through looking, activating,
Hi, ma'am.
and talking.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
All right, now we ask her to
Would
help
you
us get the
distract
key.
the clerk while I borrow a key?
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act, darling?
Oh yeah, I just remember what the
It's
last.
the key to an empty room.
And why?
Well,
may I
last
ask?
last
You
little piece
gain
about
access to an
Khan
empty
is that we just ask like
No, ma'am.
when did she last see
I
him?
was never in the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we don't have to go through every option.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
we got enough to continue. Like when I played it, I went through every
A fine
option
way for a
just
boy
because
to
I'm
get
curious, but
licked into shape.
it's like
Now
it's the
tell
first
me,
playthrough,
why
and
do you
it was
want to
for
get into
me the
that
first
room?
playthrough.
Yeah.
It's next to the room the killer is using.
Ah, so you plan to eavesdrop on Merlin?
I was hoping there might.
I
be
must
a
say though
sliding
that
door.
the areas are really nice hand drawn.
Oh yeah, that's
Paintings, so drawings, so I really appreciate it.
and there's
work
there's a lot of detail in this game, and actually that's one of the things that in the second game. Well, the second game also has a few really like lush, nicely detailed locations as well, but there is the graphic look overall is a little. Like you said, it's a little rougher around.
It's a little more rushed. Like this year, you can see they put a lot of time into
Yeah.
effort. But the second one, I saw there was a lot of areas that were a bit rushed, where they felt like a little bit like, well,
Yeah.
it's good still, but it's like not as nice.
Yeah, it's to be expected when they basically like started making the second game. I think they might have already been making it while they finished it, because at the end of this game they pretty directly like reference that the second game in the endings text. Yeah, and
Yeah, they use the same engine, and George has the same animation, and although he does dress in different outfits.
Oh, yeah.
in different parts of the game.
But
so-
basically, like they had a much shorter time period to make that game. Actually, we
Yeah,
still
yeah.
have time for this, so let's sneak into Khan's room because
yeah,
because this would be kind of a cool thing to end the episode on.
yep.
So we basically go through the outside, the window at the ledge there to get into Khan's room.
Yep.
All right. And how lucky is this that Khan just left the window open?
Yeah, it's that's a little bit of movie or game magic, you know. It's like where.
Yeah. It would be cool if there was a puzzle there that you had to actually figure out how to open the window from the outside.
I think if this would have been like a Sierra game, then definitely.
Okay.
Or
that's kind of tucked away there, the suitcase.
yeah.
Or briefcase, the Plantar's briefcase.
I searched the interior of the briefcase, but as I'd half expected, it was empty.
All right, and I think we need to look into the closet too.
Yep.
But I think we don't.
Hey! It's. I thought R. Kelly is gonna pop up and say, "I'm in the closet."
Okay.
Do you remember that music video?
No, it's been a long time since I thought about R. Kelly.
Well, because the only reason I remember it is because South Park parodied it.
Okay.
I don't really care for R. Kelly, obviously, but I found the parody from South Park really hilarious.
Okay, and here he is, Khan.
Here's Khan!
Oh, look at those pants. They got the freaking Stan effect going on.
Yep.
The check pattern doesn't change while he's walking.
Yep, that's what they're going with.
Yeah.
Let's hide from Khan.
It's interesting, like, here, you're not, like, obligated to hide it. George just does it automatically, because later in the game, there are definitely parts where you can die.
Yep.
I also love this, that George managed to actually, like, hide in the closet and Khan didn't notice anything. But I wonder why the hell was he walking around with those clown pants?
Hey, George came out of the closet.
All right. Okay, let's search Khan's pants now, and let's see, and then we can end the episode there.
Well, that makes about sense since George came out of the closet. Let's just search Khan's pants.
Oh God.
I couldn't believe my luck when I found 2 items.
Oh boy.
The first was an
Now you know why George is trying to get Khan that much.
The second was a pass card which read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Actually, yeah, he pronounced Gruber correctly there.
Yep.
Yeah, Gruber. That's how you're supposed to do it.
Well, it's Gruber because it's a U with the U.
Yeah,
it would be...
but he totally pronounced it correctly. That's why I was impressed. Okay, but
Yeah.
that's where we'll end it this time. So next time we'll go through the stuff in the safe. But yeah, see you next time.
Well,